this isn't my dream I'm living, it's hers. So I realized also in that moment, I got to step up, because if I'm living her dream, then I got to really go for it.
Hey everybody, Samantha Chatman here, and I am so excited about our next guest. She is a multi-hyphenated artist, an actress, a wife, a mother. She was part of one of the biggest girl groups in the world. She's incredible. She's here today. We are talking about Miss Kelly Rowland. Kelly, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for that very sweet introduction.
Oh, all facts, all facts. And we are here in New York City.
I know.
Oh my God. One of your favorite cities. And, you're here part of the Boy Is Mine tour.
Yes.
Talk to us about how that has been. It's been so fun seeing you back on stage and back on tour.
Thank you so much. It's been fun for me. So much fun for me. I'm really grateful to Brandy and Monica for being such wonderful tour buddies. Of course, Money Longa is a part of that. Jamal Roberts. And Maya has come in and out as well. She's been amazing. It's just been a really great tour, like a great feeling of a tour. I think the nostalgia portion of it is really important, especially now. I think it brings about so much joy, reminiscing, you can see the crowds, and I sometimes picture their faces and what they look like the first time they heard the song. It's all these really beautiful moments and energy that you share every night. It's been so much fun. I'm so grateful.
And it's so fun to watch. You were in Chicago.
Yes.
The crowd was loving you. The mic was on.
Thank you.
You sounded incredible. What was it like being in Chicago and picking up on that energy? Because Chicago does not play about Kelly Rowland.
Yo, I don't play about Chicago. Chicago is one of my favorite cities. I think between the 20 plus year just relationship and energy that we've exchanged for so long, how supportive Chicago has always been of a market. Some of my most fond memories of just first being out there and promoting records and songs and things like that. That was some of my most fond memories of Chicago, and going to all the mom and pop music stores, the soul of Chicago, just everything about it, the warmth of it. I just love Chicago so much, and it holds a special place in my heart. And I was I got to make it right for Chi-Town.
And you did. And you did. You did not disappoint. Listen, the mic was on. You sounded incredible. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about how amazing you look.
Thank you.
I mean, the clips were all over social media. I have to ask, what's the fitness routine?
Oh.
What's the diet? I mean, what do I need to stop eating? What are you doing?
Can I be honest?
Please.
I think the more I have evolved as a woman, aka getting older, but I like to say evolving as a woman, because you're constantly growing and knowing and learning more about yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. And I've just learned that some things just don't agree with me. You know what I mean? From things like gluten and things like dairy and adding more water. And I don't necessarily eat after 6 or 7 sometimes. And sometimes if I do and I really want something, it's a cookie. I usually want a cookie, something baked. Just wanting to give my body the things that it needs so that I can evolve in a smooth way. You know what I mean? I have even cut down on drinking alcohol. You know what I mean? Certain things I've just kind of taken out, and I feel better. You know what I mean? Not as much brain fog and exercise. Pilates, and my trainer Marvin, who's absolutely incredible. But I'm having fun. I'm learning about my body. I'm learning about wellness. I'm learning about what I need, because I realized when I lost my mother to heart disease, I realized I had to change some things, and I want to be here for my kids, and I want to be the best version of myself I possibly can be. So I had to change some things up. And sometimes I feel like our community doesn't get enough of that information. So when I get the information, I'm asked about the information, I have to give the information. But that's what I'm doing.
The show is called Mama, I Made It, and you brought up your mother. Talk to us about who your mother was. Doris, right? Tell me more about Doris.
I mean, my mom continues to be a North Star for so many reasons for me. Just here on earth, I think about her all the time. I miss her a lot during the holidays. But she was my greatest cheerleader. She pushed me to sing in the most beautiful way, when the show Amen used to come on, and as soon as that organ or piano comes in at the top of the song, she's like, come on, baby, sing. You know what I mean? So I think her being my cheerleader, her showing me affection, what affection looks like, and just loving me unconditionally. I love her.
That's
I miss
beautiful.
her. Yeah.
Earlier this year, I interviewed Miss Tina,
That's my other mama.
your other mama, and I read her book cover to cover, and there's a chapter dedicated to you. Talks about three girls, or my three girls, and she talks about the first time that she met you, your personality, how great it was to have you around, being in the house. Talk to me about that relationship and how important that mother-daughter relationship has been with Miss Tina Knowles.
Well, it's so funny because so many people, are always like, how someone has asked me, like, how can that relationship just be as rich as it is? But you got to remember, I've known my Mama T that long. You know what I mean? Like, so long. She knows everything about me, my mannerisms, my tone when I call her. It's like, hey, she knows when I'm happy just by one tone, like, hey, Mom. And then it's, what's wrong? Or what happened? It's like she knows.
She knows.
And her just being my safe space. She is my safe space. And I can tell her anything. I'm not judged. I'm heard. I'm seen by her. And I see her. I hear her. And I love her with every fiber of my being. I can't believe God thought the most of me to give me two moms that can give me that great amount of love. And then give me sisters as well. You know what I mean? With B and Angie and Solange. And he just, the amount of love he's given me through people, I can never repay him for. It makes me want to just boohoo on the floor just thinking about it, because I feel like I'm rich in love all around me with women. The women in my life are just incredible. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful, for sure.
And when you think about, being a woman, it's so important to have women who love you, women who are rooting for you. I think about the times when I'm doubting myself, when imposter syndrome sets in, and I just need my women, my friends, my mom. I need somebody to reassure me, you got this.
Yes.
What are we talking about here?
Yes.
You can do this. And you have women in your life that are always going to affirm you.
I do. And I'm always going to affirm them. And that's the thing. I think that, like, when you have women around you and you're all able to see these different facets of each other and able to celebrate those things and call you out, on your stuff, like when you need to be called out too. They do that. You know what I mean? All of them. And I want that too, because everything is not peaches and cream all the time. Sometimes it's sour and a mess, and you have to be checked because you're human. You're going to have these beautiful moments, but you're going to have these lows too. And you have to be able to celebrate those and move on. So I'm just grateful for all the women in my life.
And we can see when you're on stage and Miss Tina, she's there rooting for you.
Yes.
We saw her with her cell phone. She's like, I'm here for my baby, and, just seeing that is beautiful to see. So word on the street is you have music, or you're working on music, or you're back in the studio. Is this true? Is Kelly Rowland back in the studio?
I'm back in the studio.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm back in the studio. I'm very excited. Just constantly working. I'm so grateful to still love it and still find such curiosity and new knowledge in it all. I'm still a student. I remember Janet Jackson said to me and the ladies like 20-something years ago, we asked her what a great piece of advice was, and she said, always be a student, never stop learning. And you always learn something new about everything around you every day. And I think that's one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten. I'm really grateful to her for just that word, period. I mean, amongst all her many things, but that was very personal. I felt like Janet Jackson told me.
Right.
So yeah,
I love it. So your last EP was released in 2021. It's 2025 now.
Yep. It's time.
When you think about, more than anything,
time.
I think more about just how the industry has evolved.
Yeah.
Things are changing. Things are changing so rapidly.
Yes, they are.
In music and the different sounds and the different styles. So what can we expect for your next project? Are we going to be playing around with different tunes, sounds? I mean, so much has changed in the last 4 years. It's going so fast.
Yes. I mean, I think things do change all the time. But one thing that's like at the heart and foundation of who I am is R&B. And you're always going to get R&B with rhythm and blues and soul and real stories and authenticity. And that's the core of who I am. And that's definitely what you're going to get for sure.
We love that.
Everything else, I think some things have to be, remain a mystery and surprise, because I feel like everyone deserves that. It's so much in your face all the times. But I plan on having a damn good time with this record.
We can't wait. What makes you feel like now's the time to start working on it?
I mean, it's been time. I think for me, I've always just second guessed myself when it came to music. I watch things just being very transparent. I watch things move so fast. And for a second, it kind of put me off, and I was like, man, people are digesting music way too fast for me. And it's how many artists are coming out a week or a day or whatever it is. It's something wild. And, I think between my sister and just us talking about music all together, it's just put out what moves you, you know what I mean? What also shifts the energy, you know what I mean? Especially now, I think that it's our job and responsibility as artists to bring joy, you know what I mean? Where there's a little bit of a dark cloud, you know what I mean? Or just shift something, you know what I mean, in the time. So I feel that responsibility and I take it on all right, let's go do this. So yeah.
You're a busy woman. Let's talk about your film that you're working on, Relationship Goals.
Yes.
So correct me if I'm wrong. This is an adaptation of Michael Todd's
book.
The book. Because I'm I know Relationship
Which is
Goals.
a great book.
It is an incredible book. So tell us, what can we expect from that? And who are you starring with as well?
Well, I'm starring with the incomparable Method Man.
Method Man.
So much fun to work with and a joy to be with on set. I remember in the audition phase, we, of course, I read with so many different people. And as soon as we finished reading with him, I was like, that's it.
That's the one.
I was like, that's him. And it was so perfect. And he was just really, really great to work with, really great to communicate with. And I'm really excited for people to see the film. It comes out just in time for, Love Day, Valentine's Day, Love Day. So I'm really, really delighted.
Because, honey, when we saw you in Mea Culpa, honey, spicy. I was like, okay, Miss Kelly, you went there. So this is gonna, how was that? Let's talk about that. That was steamy, honey, spicy.
It was. I mean, when Tyler told me of Tyler Perry, when Mr. Tyler Perry told me about Mea Culpa, he spoke to me about it briefly at my Mama T's gala that she had. And he's like, I got something. And so when he sent it to me, I said, I don't know if I can do this. I literally giggled when I said it. He was like, why? And then I called another buddy of mine and he said, Kelly, if it doesn't scare you, what's the purpose of doing it? And I really respected that. And that's another piece of advice I love. Whatever you do that challenges you, that takes you out of, your comfort zone, has to be something great. And then funny enough, shortly after that, I heard a sermon by Sarah Jakes Roberts that talked about that. I was like, okay, I'll do it. I don't know if you're gonna approve of some of this, but I'll do it. So it was so much fun.
We'd love to see it. I love
working with Tyler, and I'm super stoked about, of course, Relationship Goals coming up.
I feel like some of the scenes were shot in Chicago too.
Yes.
Okay.
In Mea Culpa?
Yes. I was like, I know that river.
Yes. We were right on that river.
There we go.
Right there. It was freezing under there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, girl. Yeah. Listen, it's cold.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it.
Cold is an understatement.
Yes, I know.
It was still wonderful.
Yeah.
The city was still very good to me.
It was a beautiful project. We loved it. It was intense. It was fun. So, Kelly, you act, you sing, you have so many projects. You're a wife, you're a mother. It could be such a cliche question. How do you handle it all, right? But truly, I see so many, I aspire to be a wife and mom one day.
Yeah.
And there's so many people out here that have told me you have to choose. If you want to be a wife and mom, the career's got to take a backseat, or it needs to be something less demanding. Or if you want to go all in on your career, say goodbye, or just forget about the husband and the kids. My God has continuously told me that's not going to be my story, and I cannot subscribe to that, but I'd be lying to you if I said that it doesn't come to mind.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to women who struggle with having a successful and thriving career and are being told the personal life is going to have to either take a back seat or just not be as successful?
Well, number one, be careful who you receive advice from. I do think that sometimes, even if it's people that you love, and sometimes your elders that you love around you, they might have felt like they couldn't do that, but that ain't got nothing to do with you. That's number one. Number two, get you a partner who wants to celebrate that part. You know what I mean? And literally look at you in your eye and say, let's do this. Let's figure it out together. Let's make a plan to do it, because that's what it took from me and my husband. My husband and I had a plan, and he is just Superman. Like, I don't know how I chose him, because all of my stuff would tell you, nope, that's not the one you're supposed to choose. I was totally supposed to choose somebody different, meaning my trauma was supposed to give me somebody completely emotionally unavailable, unhealthy. You know what I mean? But I chose up because I thought more of myself. So I chose a really good man. And I'm really proud of myself for choosing a really good man. And I'm so proud of us for wanting to do this together and having a plan together. It's not easy, but it's not hard when you have a great team around you that helps you execute it. It's not just me. I'm grateful to have, a community that helps me figure everything out. It's like, okay, I'm going to be gone. All right, my husband is going to be gone this time. All right, I'll come home. I got the kids from here. You get them from Wednesday to this day. I have to go this time. You know what I mean? And I have help. You know what I mean? I'm grateful to I call Sam my right hand, who's she's not an assistant. She's my right hand. So I have my right hand. I have my nannies. I have my family to come in and out. My husband's family that comes in and out. I have a community. It's not just me. So they'll see my goals list and they're like, all right, how are we going to get there? And we get there. And here's the thing. Some things do suffer. Everything's not going to be prioritized all at once. That's just the truth of the matter. And I heard somebody say that online. They're like, something will take a back seat because some things are more important than others. Whether it's right now, it's the tour. You know what I mean? And in between the tour, I get to go and be with my kids. Don't get me wrong. My phone is on 28 hours of the day, yes. 24, whatever it is, 24 hours of the day. I'm always there for them as a mother. And I'm making sure that if I'm not there, I'm there. We have 3 days off between the tour. At the top of the week, I either shop for them, or if I go back home and I make pancakes, I make Titan's favorite fish. I do, you know what I mean? And it's all stuffed in the refrigerator. I leave back out Wednesday. You figure it out. You figure out a way to be there. But above anything, you have got to be there for yourself. I'm learning a tough lesson about self-care right now. Just self-care, because it's so many arms that we have as women. Women, we give ourselves to the world. But when we come home and we're depleted, what do we have to give? And I want to still be able to give because I like giving. I like connection and I like connecting. So yesterday I had my first self-care day in a very long time. So please give to yourself too. If that all makes sense, that's the advice.
Yes, it does. So, what does a Kelly self-care day look like?
I got a massage, physical therapy work, because the tour just kind of beats you up a little bit, especially at 44. Things are just definitely different, but it's working. It's great. And what else did I do? I steamed. I'm really into I love a steam.
Here's one thing that I do in the steam with one of my really good friends and trainer, Ciobia. Sometimes we'll go to this club called East Bank Club. We pray in the steam. We pray out loud. Every now and then there'll be a few people what's going on with that? We pray in the steam. Now, I can't do steam for more than 15, 20 minutes because it's intense. 30.
I love it.
She'll pray, I'll pray, we pray out loud in the steam.
I'm going to do that today because I'm going to get in there again. Yes. This will be my second time.
And we release all of the negativity, the toxicity, anything that the devil is trying to embed in us. We release it. It's really therapeutic for me.
Yeah, I'm going to do that the next time.
Let me know how it goes.
Do that today. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yes. You talk about your husband, your partner. I've watched so many of your interviews, and you often call him, he's such a G.
He is a G.
He's such a G. You said that.
G.
Just like a soldier, if you will, right?
Yes.
It takes, and I mean, he has an incredible career as a music executive, so incredible career in his own right.
Yeah.
It takes an incredibly secure and a real man to be with someone who is famous and so well known. How did you know that he was your person?
Oh, it scared me when I realized he was my person. It was a feeling of safety that I'd never felt from a man before, like of not wanting anything from me, but just to see me be great. He also pushes me outside of my comfort zone and doesn't allow me to get like complacent. You know what I mean? It's like it's always somewhere to grow and be better. And I see the same thing in him. Like his possibilities are just infinite. He's so smart and beyond creative, and I respect him. I respect him a great deal. It's not saying like every day is like peaches and cream, because it's not. Like we're constantly in this flow of loving each other and figuring some things out as we're evolving as people. You know what I mean? As husband and wife, as man and woman, and, you know, people in this world. I just, he's a G. He's just a G.
He's your G. I love it. And I read that he knew on the first date that you were going to be his wife.
Oh, he said that?
I read this. I read that he knew. And I also read that it didn't take you too long to know, or at least have that thought like, oh my God, could this be my husband? Is that accurate?
No, it freaked me out. Because like I remember watching someone say their vows and I go, whew, like that's a lot. Like this is me like listening to it in my 20s going, oh, that's weighted, man. You know what I mean? Like thinking that. And then when I finally was able to say it to him, I could like keep myself together. You know what I mean? It was like in the sweetest way, because I respect it so much, you know? But yeah, he's a G.
He's a G. He's your G.
Yeah.
Going back to your music, is there any artist, any specific person that you've been dying to work with and you're really hoping that this will be the time where you all can collab? I know, I'm putting you on the spot there.
Whenever there's a vibe and it works, that's what I look forward to. You know what I mean? Like I could say Neil Rogers. Like I love Neil Rogers. I love that he's having this like moment where he's just continuously evolving as like how can you be here and create such amazing works, you know, early on, and you're still just pumping out records like it's just nobody's business. You know what I mean? He's just so dope. I'd say him. It's more so like a lot of musicians. Like I feel like there was a time where I felt like R&B was just missing like music, like instruments. You know what I mean? Like I want instruments this next record, like to hear them live, for songs to have saxophone breakdowns. You know what I mean? Like you start with like bass lines, like that's missing to me. And I'd like to be a part of filling that hole.
When it comes to music, R&B, hip hop, who is your GOAT? Like who do you think is the greatest of all time vocally?
Vocally?
Yeah.
The greatest of all time vocally is Whitney Houston.
Period. Okay. That's all I got to say.
The greatest of all time is Whitney Houston. I'm stuttering. That's it.
That's it. Mic drop. Yeah. I love it. And I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Before we wrap, so many people, it's probably one of the questions you get often, but a Destiny's Child reunion tour.
Oh.
I mean, when you all came together on the Cowboy Carter tour, many people, you know, they're teasing it. It's happening. They're manifesting it. It's going to happen. Are you able to say, could you see it? Is it on the schedule?
You know what? the most magical thing about Destiny's Child, and I wish people could see like us behind the scenes, because they would be like, oh, this is the best view. You know what I mean? Like, you do get the view from up front, but when you see like what we share as sisters and how we don't have to be like right next to each other to be so in tune, that kind of freaks me out above the awards and history and everything else. Like, these ladies are, without being bloodline, you know what I mean? Like, they are extensions of me, and I just am grateful for that just as much as everything else that we've shared in front of cameras and in front of the world for so many years. But y'all would be amazed and really like tugging on your hearts if you saw like what we are behind.
Maybe a documentary.
No. Some things are just left for us too. You know what I mean? And I think that that's left for us. But when you still see us up front together, you know how tight that is. Mm-hmm. And that to me is the most important.
Yeah. You talked publicly about reconnecting with your father after 30 years. I'm curious, how is that relationship going? And also, why was it so important for you to make that happen? I think that story just spoke volumes to so many people out there who may not have grown up with the best relationship with their dad or a relationship at all.
Yeah.
And so 30 years later, some people are like, we good, I'm good, you good, we good.
So
that was important to you.
Yeah. I mean, and I hope I don't sound disrespectful when I say so you think, because some people do think that they're good. And I was one of those people who thought I was good. But when I looked into my son's eyes and I knew that there was more to him than if he asked me a question later, what was I going to tell him about his grandfather? I could give him everything about his grandmother, you know what I mean? But what am I going to tell him about my father? And I knew that it was time to meet him. And I put it off for so long. I was like, I just don't want to open this box. I don't know what's going to be behind here. This is enough trauma. Let me just figure it all out now. You know what I mean? But when I was able to meet him and talk to him and look at him in his eye, I realized why I sang. You know what I mean? My dad's mom was a background singer for Lena Horne and Count Basie. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I got my voice from her. You know what I mean? And then it sounds wild, but like one night I literally felt her come to me. This isn't my dream I'm living, it's hers. So I realized also in that moment, I got to step up, you know, because if I'm living her dream, then I got to like really go for it, because in the time that she was dreaming about music, I can only imagine what her limits were and how she probably felt like a lot of like closed doors. So I was like, I'm gonna bust every single one open just for her, you know, even though I never met her, but it's for her, it's for him, it's for my kids. Like, it was bigger than me. Meeting my father was bigger than me. It was about my kids and about the unknown, in which I was nosy. I wanted to know.
Mm-hmm. And how's that relationship going today?
It's awesome. I need to call him after this interview because he doesn't like to know when I'm flying, but he'll like to know when I'm landed and I'm safe. But he's always telling me to get some rest. Baby, please get some rest. You know, so this Christmas, he'll be with us. And I'm so excited because he was there last Christmas. And it's literally just his little smile. And even like last year, I'll share something with you. I just made a chicken and rice soup. My chicken and rice soup is really good. Mm-hmm. And I made it from scratch. And he's sitting there and he's eating the soup. And he's just like shedding these little tears. And I could only imagine what he was feeling because he thought that this moment was never going to happen. Wow. So, you know, I just sat there with him and just rubbed his back. And I just thank God for the moment. You know what I mean? He's got grandkids now. He's got a relationship with his daughter now. He's got things that I pray, you know, just make his life just a little bit longer so we have a little bit more time. But I love my time with him.
It's beautiful. Last couple of questions. Talk to me about your faith. You mentioned God, you mentioned your faith. How important is your faith to you? You've had such an incredible career and you're really just getting started. If you ask me, I mean, you're on tour, you're in film, you've got so many irons in the fire. I know God is just all over your life. What has your faith meant to you?
My faith is everything. Um, Grateful for hurdles, grateful for seasons of figuring it out. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for him trusting me with opportunity, trusting me with people around me, trusting me, period. I don't take it for granted. And I want him to always trust me. So I will always remain humble until I get on stage. Then I need like a little bit.
Right. Exactly. You turn it on.
Yeah, you have to.
I call them my aunties because it's my mom's first cousin, but my auntie Tiffany and my auntie Carla, they're in hospitality and they've met you before just in working and in passing. And they said, Samantha, she's just so nice.
Oh.
She's so nice. And I know that like we all have days, we have off days. But you're just so kind. Why is it so important for you to be kind and so warm to people who cross paths with you, regardless of what their roles are? Because they just said, you're going to enjoy because she's just so humble and she's so nice and kind.
Oh.
Because, I mean, you're Kelly Rowland. You could walk in this room and, I mean, you're on that level.
What does it cost you?
Mm.
What does it gain you? What does it gain somebody else to meet a jerk on the other side? How do you shift energy? If the world is chaotic and it's filled with so many different things, you know what I mean? And when you come across negativity, what does it feed? Like, how are you contributing to the world in that way? I just don't feel like it's necessary. Don't get me wrong. When I get mad, I get pissed. And, I'll say however it is that I feel. And am I always like peachy keen? No. Like, I have my days. But if I'm meeting someone and, it's for the first time, I always think about like what that first time is like. You know what I mean? You never get a second chance to make a first impression. I remember Matthew told me that years ago, and when me and the girls were coming up, I remember this one time we went to a party and we thought we was like just hot stuff. Or as Matthew said at the time, y'all thought y'all was hot. Yes. And we had yet to put a record out or anything. And he was like, you guys haven't released anything. You haven't da-da-da-da. And even when you do, like, it's your job to remain humble. You know what I mean? Because something could be taken away from you at any moment. My mama T would say the same thing. My mother would say the same thing. And, I think everyone around us as we were coming up, but especially our parental units, as I would say, they kept us in check in a really good way. And above anything, it can be taken away from you at any moment. And so you savor and you delight in what is and you be grateful for it. And I got kids. I don't want to have little jerks running around here. They see that. Like no, the world is already enough. Like it's enough. Like you're their first example. You are to be kind. You know what I mean? You have boundaries while you can be kind. So I hope I'm showcasing that as well for my kids. You can be kind, but have boundaries.
You're kind. You're also giving. I know you've given to causes and been a part of causes like Baby to Baby. You support Black maternal health.
Yes.
Why is Black maternal health so important to you?
Because the numbers are so high. Because I think Black women have been just ignored. Like the threshold for pain, like all of that is too much. And we need to have eyes and ears on us. We need to be seen and cared for. And when I was able to be a part of the board for Birth Fund with Elaine Welteroth, I was really grateful for that. And being able to talk to the moms that you help with, that's what happens in Birth Fund. You're able to sponsor birthing, and then you get to speak to the mom and how their birth was. Birth Fund is absolutely incredible, and what Baby to Baby is doing is incredible. You know what I mean? The Bread of Life in Houston. You get to see like your legacy. You know what I mean? Like that's the legacy. Yes, it's your kids, and building of all this other stuff. But when you're giving to others, that's when I feel like, oh, I'm doing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm doing something right, because that's a good feeling. If you're like planting your seed and making the world better just a little bit at a time, then I'm happy.
It's a blessing to be a blessing. Yeah. That's right. Anything else that we can look out for Or is there anything else that you feel like I haven't done this, but I really want this? I want this award. I want to work with this person. I want to do this project. Is there anything that's like bucket list, got to do it?
I just want to have fun at making music, being on stage, whatever it is that I get the opportunity to do. I want it to push me and I want to have fun while I'm doing it. And I also want to make other opportunities for others, as far as like jobs are concerned. There's other things that I'm working on. As soon as I can talk to you about it, I'm going to talk to you
Please
about
do,
it.
yes. We'd love the exclusive.
I'd like to create more job opportunities. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Incredible. Miss Kelly Rowland, thank you for taking the
Thank you.
time
I
out
have
for
truly
us.
loved this interview.
I
Thank you so
loved
much.
you.
Your questions
Thank you.
I'm very happy.
Well, you look amazing. Thanks for watching this episode of Mama, I Made It. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, Mama, I Made It.